I'm a gorilla in a fucking scoop. Gonna pull up in the zoo. So, nigga, who the world is you? I don't know, nigga. No, nigga. Pull up on your blocks. We gon' blow, nigga. No, nigga. Run, nigga. Run for the pole, nigga.
So, it's been like, I already failed this 30-day challenge. Let me just start off with that. I already failed. I ain't gonna lie. I just been very tired, okay? I just been very tired and busy. Not from like uploading everything. I was really having a lot of fun uploading everything with my content. You know, I like being productive and everything. But other shit aside has been making it pretty hard for me to get content out. Plus other shit I have to do. So yeah, but you know, I've been looking at my comments with all of my videos and everything, and I've been appreciating all the support that you guys have been giving me, dog. I really do. I like it, man. It always makes me smile and always makes me want to like keep going every day. Now, after that terminal montage video I had react to, a lot of y'all really wanted me to check out the a lot of y'all really wanted me to check out the explanation video of the Pokemon thing. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I mean, cause I think within the past, I say couple of years, I've been trying to make myself indulge with Pokemon as much as I could. The only 2 Pokemon games I have ever beaten is Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Platinum. That is it. And I barely really touch any other Pokemon games. I've touched Pokemon Red. I might get back into that because I never actually beat it because my files and stuff got corrupted, so I'll probably just have to do it again and all that jazz. But other than that though, yeah, y'all really wanted me to check out this explanation video, so I might get to learn something more, or I don't know, I guess the way of how all this stuff works. I'm guessing. So yeah.
The past is already gone, lost, and the future doesn't exist. All we can truly do is embrace the gift that is now. That is why it is called the present. That's what I'd say if I wanted to sound profound. But hey, if we got all of the Paradox Pokemon into one enclosed space, say Blueberry Academy, and then had them fight Battle Royale style, who would last the longest? Who would be the most likely to win? And why? Well, I helped write the Paradox Pokemon Battle Royale.
They might explain it, but like, because I know there's been different this type of Pokemon Battle Royale and stuff like that terminal montages though. You know, I know I'm pretty sure there's legendary, starter. I know I've seen the starter one. I think I've only seen like 3 of them. I know I've seen the starter one. I've seen the Paradox one. I feel like there's another one I've seen. Oh, I think it was the Dynamax. Was there a Dynamax one? Yeah, I think there was a Dynamax one, but I haven't seen any of the other ones. I believe they have a Mega Evolution one, right? Right? I'm not sure, but if they do, I should check that out because, well, I don't know if he actually did one yet. Or any other type of Pokemon thing. But what's a Paradox Pokemon? That's my question.
Over on
I've never heard of a Paradox
channel, and in this video,
so
I'm going to explain some of what happened in said battle, and then explain why the winners are who they are. So kick back, grab a snack, and watch it again. With me.
Hey, I'm chilling.
I love the SpongeBob transition. So remember, while Area 0 is the center of Paradox and terrestrialization shenanigans, the core up in Blueberry Academy is made of the same crystal dirt stuff from there. That's why you can
it was from Pokemon. Okay, so wait. Okay, so this is from Pokemon. Okay, so he just said it from the Paradox. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do the Area 0 shit. I did all the fucking the little, you know, where in Pokemon Violet where you had to like, it was like different elements, but it was like a different gangs and shit with different elements. I did that. I did all the gyms. I did all the gyms. There was another thing I did, but you had to do all that shit and then you unlock the final Area 0. I never did that shit, and I heard the DLC was ass, so I didn't bother.
We took a creative liberty and had the time machine malfunction so bad, it sent the caught Paradox Pokemon here. All in Master Balls because that's what they're all in. So Violet's future Paradox Pokemon are all various types of robots, droids, androids, cyborgs, xenobots, autonomous vehicles, etc. More details in our video explaining all of their lore here, but we had fun with this referentially and made the adorable and tiny Iron Moth a turret from Portal, as Iron Moth is able to shoot its feet forward like bullets and also it's tiny. Iron Bundle, who honestly series, already pretty comic reliefy thanks to its whole concept, mannerisms, and animations, is a Star Wars battle droid. Iron Treads is an old Windows PC and a Roomba, or maybe that vacuum from Teletubbies. Iron Jugulis is seen hiding in a cave and looking out, making it appear as a silhouette, and thus with its two puppet-looking hands, references the Mystery Science Theater 3000 trio, which has two puppet robots.
Oh man, so they just went through a lot of references with these Pokemon.
As Fluttermane and Roaring Moon are both past Paradox Pokemon from millions upon millions of years ago. But now here comes Iron Thorns, who's just a mecha
That was that Pokemon, because that was this Pokemon name. Because I was like, it's Iron something, dog. I was like, I know it's a Rock Thunder type, because I haven't played Pokerogue in a minute. But like, when I caught this motherfucker carried me in a lot of situations, dog.
Mecha Godzilla, a Mecha Bemular. Jugulus insults Thorns.
Oh, that's
so
clean.
Thorns destroys Jugulus, but not before Jugulus launches its puppety handheads at Thorns' face, which it is known to do. Automated combat. Koraidon and Great Tusk land with a large thud, and Koraidon lets out a dinosaur roar. You'll notice in this fight, none of the past paradoxes speak, while the futures do plenty. I mean, even Caveman didn't speak the same way that we think of speech these days. Brute Bonnet unga bungas about and is the battle's first fatality. The competitive and aggressive Koraidon saw its stupid face as an easy target, though Bonnet explodes.
Wow, I never noticed that face feature with the SpongeBob. Oh, wow, they really went into detail with these Pokemons. Okay, I'm actually really liking this right now.
Saw its stupid face as an easy target, though Bonnet explodes into poisonous spores and toxic powder. Not the smartest move, Koraidon. It essentially just hurt itself, which is pretty in line with what it does. So did Brute
And these are
Bonnet
real
deserve
cards
to be
too,
the
right?
first
These are real
fatality?
Pokemon cards?
Maybe. Someone had to be it. So the second slowest Paradox Pokemon that's also very rarely used in the meta and has very few type or lore advantages over the other Paradoxes? Yeah. Raging Bolt pops out of the water, as that's where it likes to hang, and when Sandy Shocks gets out, they don't immediately fight. They have a sparky electric-type connection, and Sandy Shocks happily hops into the water with Raging Bolt, not realizing how deep it is. Bolt's neck is long. The two Volcarona paradoxes are fighting. The fighting-type Slitherwing is particularly combative, while Iron Moth, the extraterrestrial observational satellite, tries to avoid combat all it can. Its tiny body, less than a third the size of Slitherwing's, makes dodging Slitherwing's punches and kicks easy, and
Yeah, 'cause
it
that
can
boy
shoot
was
back
weaving
from
them, yo.
afar. Eventually, Slitherwing
That boy
uses its
was
wings to
weaving.
double jump and slam down into the ground to release numerous spores into the air, obscuring Iron Moth's vision,
Are you still there?
and allowing Slither to get a good kick in, sending Moth straight into the terrarium's glass dome. Uh-oh. So Roaring Moon and Fluttermane are fighting. Roaring Moon is extremely aggressive and violent, being essentially an ancient Mega Salamence, while Fluttermane is a small and tricky ghost, vanishing to avoid Moon's attacks. Soon, Fluttermane fades away completely and hides behind Iron Thorns, who's currently eating the remains of Jugulus, causing Moon to attack and destroy Thorns to get to Fluttermane. With Thorns' ripped out Thorns explode in Moon's hands. Bonus fun fact, some militaries are already in research and development for military robots that feed on other robots and corpses to recharge and repair themselves on the field. The future is fun.
And now?
So a lot
I
of
never knew
dinosaur
that.
media is in documentary
That
format,
sounds scary.
right? So we have a few lines from David Attenborough's Prehistoric Planet series narrating over Screamtail. Though while the lines after the first one are all from Prehistoric Planet initially,
The actual voice in the battle is me, doing my best impression and putting the recording through a plethora of filters.
while just a headcanon-y theory, there are some suggestions that Iron Leaves is the steed of Iron Valiant, though not a very good one. Compared to the other future paradoxes, they both move very animatronically stiff. But based on the Violet book and Pokédex, Iron Valiant is a cruel robot built by a mad...
Wait, in Scarlet, it has some similarities to a mad scientist invention covered by a paranormal magazine. And in Violet, it is possible that it is an object listed in Iron Valiant and a certain expeditional journal. Iron Valiant appears similar to both Gardevoir and Gallade. It is also said to be cruel enough to take its brilliantly shining blade and cut down anyone confronting it without hesitation. Okay, so I really wasn't tripping when I... Okay. Huh. This is... am I enjoying hearing Pokemon explanation right now? This is something I never thought I would, actually. This is actually pretty intriguing, dog. Okay, hold on.
Mad scientist who cuts down others without hesitation. So we made it observe its surroundings like the Terminator, which is doubly fitting as it's chasing Screamtail
And
down.
what I'm liking
referencing
too
this
is like
older meme
the
format.
ideas with how they did this video with some of the Pokemons or what's happening just surrounding the video in general is some of the references that there's like showing us stuff from the Teletubbies, like designs wise too, like Teletubbies, Terminator, SpongeBob, all this shit. This is cool. I like that. I like that.
Now caught, Screamtail's tiny little limbs can't help defend itself, but it can scream Agretsuko style! It's a puffy Majin Buu! This causes Iron Valiant's sensors to go haywire and eventually be defeated. The sound waves make the terrarium glass crack even more. But Iron Hands is fun, right? A cyborg sumo wrestler with floating hands. It tries to use those hands to stop Great Tusk from charging at it, but in being electric hands and Tusk being ground type, Tusk
It's
doesn't
not gonna
care.
affect them.
Iron
That I
Hands
know.
please.
That I know. All right, it took me a bit to get used to because I kept fucking up. Electric doesn't affect ground type. Wow. If I knew that, if I knew that, because I was wondering like why he's able. I thought it was just like part of the video, like he was just so tough, like the hands wasn't going through him. I didn't know he was an electric. See, I don't know. Again, I don't really know all these Pokemons and everything, and I may have seen like some of these Pokemons, but I don't really know these Pokemon types or everything like that. Like Paradox Pokemon, when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is a Paradox Pokemon? And I've noticed there's a lot of Pokemon that I've seen that look very similar to the actual Pokemons I've seen before. Like this motherfucker, like the Sumadoo. I know it's like that other sumo Pokemon, but it's the fighting type. It's the fighting type motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about, right? He looks like that fighting type one. But fuck, I don't remember his name, yo. I think it started with an H or something. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. So that's who I automatically assumed and everything. So yeah.
It passes through several walls, which it's prone to do, apparently. But Tusk is quite weak to ice attacks, so it freezes solid when hit by Iron Bundle's blaster. Cue a caveman YouTube poop I hope people understand.
I just remembered we're in there and that we're both out here and that...
And more mouthing off. Just
wow, you know the another little small detail with this too? Wait.
Cue a caveman YouTube poop.
They added the shearf and the cowboy hat. That's great.
I hope people love more mouthing off. Just off screen, Slitherwing approaches, seeing Great Tusk as a fun next opponent. So Great Tusk begins to thaw out. While not fire type itself, Slitherwing is a paradox form of a particularly hot fire type, Volcarona. And Slitherwing can learn many fire type moves. It's even so hot that it can
Flame
burn
Charge,
others
Sunny
and
Day,
damage its...
Ember, Heat Wave. I don't really know what Heat Wave is, but I do know Flame Charge, Sunny Day, and Ember. I do know that. Burning Turbulence. What is this? The Pokemon also does 90 damage to itself. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not... What? Wait, this Pokemon also does 90 damage to itself. Okay, so it does... Okay, interesting. Wow.
Itself in the process. It can barely manage its own body heat. But before they can really fight, both get turned into roadkill by the bikers, Koraidon and Miraidon, who have been racing. Sandy Shocks has long, ridiculous, stretchy legs, which it uses to finally escape from the water. And in being a hair metal band reference, it screams choirically while magnetically pulling in everything around it, including the screws and bolts from the terrarium's dome, as well as the violet paradox Pokemon. Only those fast enough like Iron Bundle or heavy enough like Iron Boulder can escape. Iron Leaves activates its lightsaber leaf blades and destroys Sandy Shocks before it's too late.
Initiating growling sound effects.
Okay, this part was crazy because they fused.
Good old text-to-speech programs before AI. Iron Hands, being part fighting type, has no chance against the psychic.
Okay, so Iron Hands is part fighting electric then. Okay.
And Swords trio, so flees and runs into the proto-legendary beasts and holds out its hands like that one Jurassic World scene, but it lacks a third hand to stay safe. The Helldiver's automaton march is heard emanating from the Iron Swords, who, in essentially being the opposite of the original Swords of Justice, which stand for liberty and justice for all democracy Americana stuff, makes this very fitting as they kind of stand opposed to all that. Now this for sure was a creative liberty that that maybe the anime will do when it gets to them. They transform like Transformers and combine like many a Voltron or Power Rangers mecha, and become the mysterious Paradox Pokemon seen in the Violet book, which merges all three of them. But two can play attack.
So that's actually real? That's actually real? I thought that was just like creative, like imagination that y'all did. That's real? I really thought that was just creative imagination.
Game. The Proto Beasts decide to give it a try too, and with a magical girly evolution effect, they achieve nothing. Actually, they can't actually do that. They are biological.
Okay. I figured. I was like, ain't no fucking way. All right. Okay. Thank you for confirming that.
The iron swords charge at the Proto Trio. Gouging Fire prepares its shield, so the swords change their
Paradox Pokemon are basically... It's not like they're like biological Pokemon beings, kind of like Pikachu, Squirtle, Lilkorey, shit like those type of Pokemons. Because considering with all these Pokemons we're seeing, it's pretty much Pokemon's evolutionized, but like animatronics or robotics, right? Basically, that's basically what it is, right? Considering from what I'm just seeing, because they fuse, right? I'm trying to learn all this, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding all of what's happening too.
Targets to Walking Wake, defeating it and Raging Bolt, and more of the terrarium's dome. Meanwhile, Koraidon and Roaring Moon get into a tussle. Moon takes a punch and then uses Frenzied Gouging, knocking Koraidon and itself out in the process. And the terrarium dome also. It begins to flood. Shrapnel from the dome lands on the swords, separating and defeating them and causing Iron Crown's check engine light to come on. And poor Gouging Fire cannot swim, but
that was that Pokemon name, because I was trying to figure out that Pokemon name. Gouging Fire, that's what it was. Okay.
Can run on water and perhaps even perfectly float when fainted. It's just a silly joke. So we reach the final four and the ultimate showdown. Miraidon, Iron Bundle, Fluttermane, and Screamtail. I love this fight. We got Iron Bundle mouthing off the whole time while dodging lightning as the fastest one here.
Iron Bundle was going pretty crazy.
Spook Screamtail, which backfires
Iron Bundle was going crazy
because he's screaming, which then messes with Miraidon and Bundle's sensors, causing more misses and more bad-mouthing. Bundle rockets up but accidentally runs into the invisible Fluttermane, then using its extendable neck, plays whack-a-mole with Miraidon, while Screamtail is avoiding Shadow Balls from Fluttermane. Screamtail then disables Fluttermane's Shadow Ball and encores it. A hilarious and terrible situation to be in.
That's crazy.
Miraidon gets pelted with snow, dodges, and then punches Iron Bundle like a rock'em sock'em robot and zaps it, sending electricity all the way up its neck.
I haven't seen those robots in so long. I forgot all about them, dog.
And attacking all three of its opponents at once. And now, the big final attack. Everyone all at once prepares a move. Thankfully, Fluttermane's encore has ended. The attacks all come out, and... Wait, where's Fluttermane? Oh, it used Phantom Force! A move where it goes into another dimension to protect itself for a while, and then comes out for a big attack! It was safe from the three other attacks and finished off the gang in the end! What a sneaky little trickster! So now
that's
comes
what
the
happened.
big why with all this.
I don't know that move.
Not
that's
easy.
my first time
Even
knowing
though
about
you
that
could
move. That's clean. That's clean. That's sneaky.
Mathematically say these stats, types, and moves make X Pokemon the strongest of the bunch. That doesn't take into account their personalities and demeanors, which has a huge impact. It also doesn't take into account a battle royale setting, or stats and things working differently in a non-turn-based system. But as always, we don't just look at the games, but the card game, the anime, and even manga. But in this case, Terminal and I have now caught up with these battle royales.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Hold on, because I was just talking about this at the beginning of the video.
Caught up with these battle.
Okay. So we got a regular battle royale. Okay, there's a regular one. Okay. So I've seen the Paradox. I've seen the starter. I've seen the Gigantamax. There's a baby one. There's a regular one. There's the legendary. There's the mega. So they do have a mega. And an Ultra Beast? Have I seen the Ultra Beast? I don't know. I have to look. I don't think I did. Doesn't sound familiar. I gotta see. But for a fact, I know I've seen the Gigantamax starter and Paradox. The baby one, I didn't even know there was a baby one. I think I actually did. No, I think I did. No, I think I seen the legendary. I don't think I seen the Ultra Beast. I think I seen the legendary. I'm gonna go back in my videos and shit. But if I didn't, or am I tripping? Or maybe I'm just looking at the cover like maybe I have seen it, but I actually haven't. I don't know. But for a fact, I know I've seen these three. I know for a fact I've seen these three. So that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check these out. I'm gonna actually, let me just screenshot this so I could like remember and shit like that. Boom. All right.
Royales. There is not really much to go off of with these Pokemon. The anime hasn't really reached them, and they barely have cards, and there's only been one championship with them too. What's also tricky is we often look at how the Pokemon stand in the competitive metagame, which we still did here for sure, absolutely, but in limiting the battle to the Paradox Pokemon, it's difficult, because there are so few of them. And when looking at their standing in the meta, it's always them versus all the other Pokemon, not just them versus other paradoxes. For instance, Fluttermane is super good in the metagame, which does contribute to why we showed it winning here. It was also one of the only 2 Paradox Pokemon used by the top 8 VGC quarterfinalists and above, being used in 6 out of the 8 teams. But one of the big reasons it's so good in the video game meta is because it's particularly good against other Pokemon common in the meta. So how does it do against other Paradox Pokemon specifically? Well, okay, I suppose. There's less data on that, though Smogon does specify it's particularly good against Miraidon and Koraidon. Those poor sandwich-loving dragons gotta fight this ghost fairy.
That's
That
crazy.
is an extremely good type combination.
Wait,
Quote,
it's a ghost
Fluttermane
fairy?
is one of...
Okay. Look, I'm still getting new to like these Pokemon typings and shit like that. But I have I've been noticing like with Ghost and like with Fairy and shit like that. A Ghost Fairy type sounds really good because the only things that affect Ghost is Ghost and Dark, I believe. The only thing that affect Fairy, I know Dragon doesn't affect Fairy. I know Steel affects Fairy. That's good. That's good typing. I think that's really good typing. Hold on.
The most
And then normal
threatening
can't
wall
affect you at
breakers
all
in
anyway,
Ubers, thanks to its
'cause it's a
incredibly
ghost.
powerful stab combination, near unrivaled speed that is
And
boosted
wait,
further
'cause
under Sun.
Dark doesn't really do much. Dark doesn't really do much to Fairy, right? Wait, no, because I don't know if Dark. Hold on, wait. Pokemon Strength. Hold on. See, we gonna look. See, I already got this on speed dial. Hold on. Oh wow, yeah. So Fairy is actually, Dark isn't effective against Fairy, but Dark is effective against Ghost. So using a Dark type on that Pokemon is pretty much neutral. That's fucking crazy. And then you can't use Dragon on it at all because it has a Fairy status on it. You can't use Fighting or Normal status on it because it's a Ghost. Yo, okay. This is actually insane. You can't use Poison, just makes it neutral, right? Bug doesn't even affect it at all. Dragon doesn't affect it at all. Dark makes it neutral. Steel is like the only typing. Steel is like the best typing you could use. Even Steel though, that's fucking insane, dog. What? That's insane.
Coverage options and great defensive typing. And on top of the meta, it's very trickstery in nature, mischievous, and being able to fly, go invisible, and float through walls, and being relatively small, it has a lot of inherent advantages over the others here. And then in the trading card game, its ability just
this is
straight
a
up
cool
removes
Pokemon.
its opponent's abilities.
Nah,
Like,
learning
what?
more
Sneaky
about
and
this
powerful.
Pokemon.
It's no
this
wonder
Pokemon
that in the
actually
games it is
really
uber
intrigues me.
tier,
I want to
the
catch.
highest,
I want to
aside
catch
from
this
those
Pokemon in
so
Poke Road,
stupidly
yo.
good they're just blanket banned. And it's in this
Yeah, this
tier
makes me
that
wanna
we
play
also
Poke Rogue, I ain't gonna lie to
find
you.
Miraidon and Iron Bundle. Koraidon too, but its perceived alpha cocky attitude most fighting types have, along with other disadvantages, leads it to not being in our final four. I mean, dragon fighting, that is Fluttermane's dream opponent. Not to mention, Koraidon's main damaging move in the meta, Flare Blitz, damages itself. Fine for one-on-one fights, but not very good for long-term survival in a battle royale situation. Plus, compared to Koraidon,
damage yourself.
Miraidon has a lot more fan favor outside the meta. Being an actual bike and all, it's no wonder it's in Pokemon Unite now too. Plus, its electric typing would
Pokemon's in Pokemon
particularly
Unite? I
help
don't
it
play
against
Unite no
the
more,
other
but-
future paradoxes,
Damn.
being able to short
I ain't gonna lie, that
circuit
might
them
actually
when
make me
looking at it
play
from an
Pokemon
anime
Unite.
or real battle
I ain't gonna
lore
count.
perspective. But then, why did Miraidon not win?
'Cause I like this
well,
Pokemon.
in the meta, it's super good
It's
because
a
of its
Dragon
particularly
Electric,
high
but because
speed.
it's Fairy, Dragon doesn't affect affected. Wait. So what about for electric? For electric, it's neutral. It's neutral, okay, which makes it better than Corridon because with fighting doesn't affect ghosts. So yeah.
And access to U-turn, but Iron Bundle is faster and U-turn is useless in a free-for-all Royale setting. But speaking of Bundle, it's Ice-Water type, the ice being super effective against Miraidon's dragon, though Miraidon the electric is good against Bundle's water. But Bundle is faster, and depending on the builds, Bundle is known to one-hit KO Miraidon and Koraidon and more. Plus, in our chosen environment, a Blueberry Academy that floods, its typing gives it an advantage here too.
Whoa, I'm floating.
Plus, consider the rule
Makes
of Fool,
sense.
or in its case, I guess the Gilly of Silly.
Iron Bundle's a lot
is
stronger
very
than we
much the
thought.
silliest Paradox Pokemon, giving it some comedic relief defensive options. It survives because it's funnier if it does that. But that all said, why is Screamtail in the top 4?
See, now I was wondering about that.
Screamtail
See, because he explained everything, and I know he's going to explain this one. Because everything he explained with the other 3 Pokemons makes sense, dog. Right? Everything he made sense with the other Pokemons made sense, and I understand. But even when I was watching the video, I was confused to how Screamtail made it. Like, how? He has to explain, so let's see.
is NU to PU tier in the meta, never used or piddlingly used, aka perfectly useless, aka PU stinky.
Like, maybe because
it's not
in a
particularly
Battle Royale setting, it's
noteworthy in the
different.
metagame at all. For everything it does, there are other Pokemon who do it better, so nobody
It's very
uses it in
psychic.
competitive teams, but it's here because of the context outside the games. Jigglypuff is already a particularly beefy poof due to lots of Smash Bros and anime shenanigans, and Screamtail is even tougher. It's a billion-year-old squishy tank, and it's loud. Acoustic weapons are really just powerful speakers that send insanely loud and or high/low frequency sounds to take down drones and computer systems. So in lore, Screamtail has the perfect counter to half of the combatants in the Battle Royale, boosting its survivability greatly. Specifically, a resonant sound at 140 decibels, which it can more than do, messes with gyroscopes, which would cause any drone or robot that uses them, which is most if not all,
And it's a Paradox Pokemon Battle Royale. That's why Screamtail is so effective. Oh, wow. I didn't think about that. Because I was trying to catch on more to I caught on now. That's insane. That's insane detail.
to suddenly become confused about which way is up, causing confusion and dizziness and missitude. That is a huge boon for our punk balloon. But Iron Hands now. Iron Hands is that other Paradox used on the top 8 teams I mentioned, used by 5 of the top 8 champions, so why didn't it make it into the top 4? Well, its cards aren't particularly noteworthy. Amp you very much? Really? That's not even a pun. In the Vidya games, Hands is a tank and a strong physical wall breaker. Literally.
You know,
It's very
honestly,
fitting.
this kind of makes me want to play Pokemon Violet. This kind of makes me want to get back on playing Pokemon Violet and checking out all these Paradox Pokemons. I'm not even going to lie, right? Like, I'm actually a lot more intrigued with these, you know? Like, I'm liking this.
Of a sumo wrestler. It's good in the games because it happens to work as a good counter to other non-paradoxes. But in a battle of speedy finalists, it really hurts to be the slowest paradox.
Yeah, 'cause all these Pokemons are
especially
pretty
in a more
fast.
anime-esque Royale setting, where being fast, small, or high in the air means you can dodge. Hands is none of these things. So what about the Proto Beasts and Iron Swords? Well, while their stat totals are significantly higher than the other paradoxes, there's not much going for them, actually. None are particularly meta, and aside from a few being kinda big and heavy, none have things that help them much against the others. They are all slow compared to the final 4, are either a dragon type, which is a disadvantage here, or are psychic type, which is a bit of a disadvantage here. But also, those 3 are robots, which against Screamtail and Gnoggin is a big disadvantage. So I think all in all, while you could argue any of these 4 could have won, which is why we decided to have the final climactic battle be between the 4 of them, I think I can stand by the idea that Fluttermane would win ultimately, especially because it can just hide You know, it's a
Yeah, that
really,
vanish move it did at the end
good
was fucking
killer.
crazy.
It's weak in its defenses.
And considering
but
the
in
typing
this
advantage
particular
it
setting,
is,
its
it has-
defenses are going invisible or hiding in another dimension. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm confident in saying Fluttermane would win a battle royale. With these three, and maybe the rest of them on this list,
And the
having a
percentage
decent
chart.
chance too. But hey, what was your
Yeah, you know what? And looking at this percentage chart,
This
right?
list,
With
having a
Fluttermane,
deep-
Miraidon, Screamtail, Iron Bundle, right? Because these are the top four. Miraidon and Fluttermane they both equal in percentage, but because Fluttermane has that one ability, it was able to like really get over them. And Fluttermane's typing advantage is way better to counter against Miraidon, which also makes it even crazier. Wow!
decent
I'm
chance
learning!
too. But hey, what was your
I'm
favorite
learning.
moment in the
I'm
battle?
learning.
Let me know down below, and if you want to know all of the deep lore about all of the Paradox Pokemon, we already covered all of that in a series of videos. They are linked here now. Thank you so much
might
for
check
watching.
that out. I
Subscribe
might.
for more deep lore
might.
Pokemon knowledge facts stuff.
Nah, this was clean. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, YouTube. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Cause I know y'all was asking me to like react to like the explanation video and stuff like that. And I was thinking like, okay, cool. And honestly, I was just saying, okay, cool. Like y'all want me to check something out. But I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to and everything. But y'all was repeatedly asking. A lot of different y'all kept asking. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe it ain't gonna hurt to check it out, right? And so I'm like, okay, let me check it out. And I don't remember when, but besides I don't know when, but it was somewhere around the beginning. I think it was around with Iron Thorns. I think it was around when it started the explanation with him, when I started to get actually intrigued with like this video and like with the references and everything like that too. And then the way of like how like there are paradox Pokemons and shit, and then the different other beings of, like, I ain't gonna lie, all this shit was fucking crazy. I just learned a lot, dog. I just learned a lot. This is good. And this actually kind of makes me want to check out some of the other Pokemon Battle Royales that Terminal Montage has done, following up with checking out the explanation video of whatever sort of Battle Royale that I looked at from this guy, because I think he's the one who does these explanations. For what I'm seeing on my recommended list right here on the side. So yeah, but hey man, I enjoyed this. Let me know, did you guys enjoy this too? Did y'all how did y'all feel about the Pokemon Battle Royale? I felt like this was valid. I'm still new to Pokemon, but I mean, for everything, how he explained everything, considering me, who's someone who isn't really as well knowledge in Pokemon, the way he explained things and everything like that, he made it very easy to explain. He explained a lot of things to where it made me able to understand this, and this. This is a good guy. This dude, Gnoggin, Loxton, yo, you explain things so well. And I feel like to people who don't really know shit about Pokemon like that and everything like that, if they were to like listen to this guy after watching whatever Terminal Montage Pokemon Battle Royale video was shown, and then to see the explanation, I feel like this dude is the best dude to explain what's happening, while at the same time you get to learn a bit more of like Pokemon lore. So I like that, honestly. But if y'all enjoyed the video, I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for the love and support that you guys have been giving me recently. And I really plan on like going crazy this year, as far as content wise, with the YouTubes and my Twitch. So yeah, other than that, y'all have a good one.